Welcome to a video that is an overview of the project settings within InvolveMe. The configure page, also known as project settings, is where you can set your project details. And together, we will now go through most of the fields and explain briefly how they work and how you can use them for your project. If you are already inside of your editor, you simply on the top part of your screen, click on the configure tab, and that takes you to project settings. Alternatively, inside of the workspaces, you can click on the drop-down menu on your desired project and click configure. So there's a couple of categories that you can see on the left side of your screen that you can go through in your project settings. First off, the general settings. Here you can set the project name, the project domain, the project URL, which you can customize yourself, and it also checks if it is available. You can set the default language, which by default will be English unless you've changed something already. And finally, you can limit the response data retention period. All submissions and contact data you have collected within your projects are stored indefinitely until you choose to manually delete them. If you're on the business plan or above, you will have the following options to choose from. And here you can also toggle if you want to remove the InvolveMe watermark. And each of the sections has their own update settings button that you can press once you're done. Moving on to email notifications. There's a separate tutorial going in depth on what email notifications are and how to craft custom emails. In general, however, there are two relevant items here. You can receive an email for every submission, which means that each of the submissions made by your audience gets sent to your email. And then you could also send custom emails to your participants. Here you could carefully craft an email that is going to be personalized to your audience members based on their answers and based on the data that they have filled in inside of your projects. And once again, when you're done, do not forget to update settings. Next up, you have access. You can set a project's end date in case, for example, you are collecting signups for an event and you need to know the final number of people that will sign up 3 days prior to the event. You could set that right here, and you could even select the exact time. You could also choose to deactivate the project once a custom submission limit was reached. So in case you only, for example, want 100 submissions, you could set that up. Then once 100 completed submissions are made, project gets closed down. Interestingly, you could also limit multiple submissions from the same user, and you could choose to do this indefinitely or cap it by a given period. And you could also password protect your projects. Next up, personal data. Here you can control who can participate in your projects and how their personal data is being handled. You could choose to block users from the EU. This could, for example, be because of GDPR compliance reasons. There's actually a separate tutorial once again on these 3 fields and what they actually mean for your data collection. But in general, these 3 fields are meant to refine the quality of the leads or emails you get to make sure that the leads you get are qualified by preventing duplicate emails, not accepting disposable email addresses, and not accepting personal email addresses. You can really fine-tune what kinds of leads you get within your projects. For social media sharing, you can control the way your project looks when it is shared as a link on social media sites. You could set the title, the description, and of course, upload an image. And these 3 things will be displayed when somebody shares your project on social media. Next up, we have tracking and scripts. You can add Google Analytics tracking ID for your projects and optionally choose to anonymize the IP addresses which are sent to Google. And you can do this right here. Below, you can set the Facebook Pixel ID. That allows you to track Facebook campaigns, and it automatically sends a lead conversion event once participant reaches the last page. This is only available for the paid plans. Finally, the Google Tag Manager can also be added to your projects if you're on the Pro plan or higher. And then you also have these 3 options at the very end, where you can automatically send custom events based on interactions, send tracking events over the website where the project is embedded, and discourage search engines from indexing. Tracking and scripts also has its own tutorial and help article that you can check out in case you want to get more in depth on this. And just like that, you know how to configure your project within the project settings. For more support, go to help.involve.me. And good luck getting involved!